Listen.
Let's talk about our sex lives.
It's about this.
About this.
Yeah.
It's not about this.
You
look at a guy and you're like, I like his heart.
The 15th ab is your heart.
Things you say while in the bedroom, you can also say while working out.
Hip thrust. Can we take a break? Superset. I don't know. So as two men, how do you keep a woman happy?
Oh, smart. Did you just turn that? Oh, you. Look at you, Miss Podcaster. The previous generation was like, love you.
But no one talks about the suffering of your connection with your romantic partner when you're on a carb deficit. I was like, oh my God, I look so hot, but don't touch me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I do a lot of BJJ, so jiu-jitsu, playing
You
and
could have
stuff.
said that in that other segment. I do a lot of BJJ.
Yeah, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, but yeah. So, I think it's more focused on...
On BJs. We spend so much time trying to feel better, working on our physical fitness, our mental health, our routines. But there's one part of our well-being we still don't talk about enough, our sex lives. Because the truth is, intimacy isn't separate from health. It's deeply connected to it. How you feel in your body, how safe you feel in your mind, and how you openly connect with someone else. It all shows up in the bedroom. So today, we're not just talking about sex, we're talking about sexual wellness, what it really means, what we get wrong about it, and how we can all experience it better. And to do that, we've got two guests who bring very different but equally honest perspectives. First, we have a certified fukra, an actor and producer who is too good to be true.
Really?
After finding success in both Bollywood and Hollywood, he's taken on his most challenging role yet, being a father, which is
That's
sweet.
sweet. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Please welcome Ali Fazal.
Thank you.
And a moment of silence for our next guest, please.
That's my podcast in case no one knows what we're talking about. Yeah.
She's an actress, an intimacy coordinator, and one of the top podcasters in our country. Please welcome Naina Bhan.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on this show, guys.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
And us, who have worked together many, many years back.
Yeah.
In a film called Happy Bhag Jayegi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Actually, a great experience.
Yeah, it was a good one.
A really, really good time.
Have you also been disowned by producer and director, or do they still like you?
No, I don't think so. Out.
And us who have never met.
Yeah.
Let's talk
Right?
about our sex lives.
Right, exactly. Poor thing, we've never met her, and we're like, all right, so tell
was
me
like,
in
yeah,
bed.
what-
Oh my God.
It's a lot.
But no, seriously, thank you for
Yeah,
doing this for
of
us.
course.
We try and make this informative so that there's no sort of tabooness about sex because it is such a natural thing. We don't have a strong education system in this country, and a lot of the comments we read is about how this podcast has given me more information
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
school.
No, 100%. But the thing is, like, it's so personal and it's so subconscious. And you,
Yeah.
as it evolves over time, this
Yeah.
is the first time that I guess both of us are sitting back and,
Fair
you know,
enough.
thinking about it through that lens of like what
Yeah.
would connect with somebody or what are insecurities that we all share and vulnerabilities we
Yeah,
all share.
because
Yeah.
I mean, we're also constantly worried about how it just drops on the other side.
Yeah.
I
How
think
it
that's the bigger worry.
translates.
We are the internet generation, right? We
Yeah.
were 14, 15 on the internet. No one knew what we were up to. Everyone was on a chat site, probably talking to a 50-year-old man disguised as a
As a
18-year-old.
15-year-old.
Yeah, you know, like a lot of like the sex education we had was like trial and error in the crudest form because no one's like your parents are too awkward to have that conversation in school. Every time sex as a chapter comes up, the teachers have to do a debrief. Listen, I'm going to say the word penis and no one is going to laugh, you know?
Yeah, man.
So it's like, it's
Yes.
this thing that even when those voices are removed from you and even when you're in your most private moment, you're constantly doctoring, censoring, and you constantly have a gaze through which you
Yeah.
view it for yourself.
But isn't that interesting that we are feeling this way, even though we have all the backing that we need, we have all the support we need, all of that, we come from privileged, educated backgrounds, and even us
Yeah.
feel, as you said, how am I going to be understood? How is this going to translate? Just
Yeah.
again highlights the fact
Yeah.
about how important it is for us to have this conversation. And I think people like yourselves who are sort of pioneering, paving the way for other or younger generations to eventually take it as though this is just another casual Monday.
Yeah.
But they would thank people like
Yeah.
yourselves for paving the way. You probably won't get credit for it.
Yeah, sure.
But you'll open
Sure.
doors for others. Such is life, right? Independent filmmaker here, right?
Oh man, yeah,
Resonating with you.
And we had intimate scenes, in our film,
Yeah.
and it's such a beautiful. I mean, I really wish you guys watch it. It's on Amazon.
Yeah.
It's called Girls Will Be Girls, and
Yeah.
but it's a mother-daughter story. But of course, through the eyes of the 16-year-old, and how she explores, sexuality. Also,
There is a lot
amongst,
of, there is a part of it.
There's a
that
part
is-
of it,
Yeah.
and you see it, and I think it's done very tastefully. Of course,
Yeah.
you can tell the gaze. There's a particular gaze, and I think that's very important when you look at these things.
Yeah, yeah.
don't know.
So, as actors, we always have to transform our bodies, right? So, and you've gone from like being flabby to being fit. How does like Richa deal with that? Does she go like, oh my God, like I can't wait for you to become thinner, or oh, I love your muscles, or you look like a jock in a
I think
Gay
she's
magazine.
always she's always been very championing, but I think fitness has always been the idea. But this whole yo-yo thing that happens, I think the journey between those two arrivals
Yeah.
is
Is
the
the
real
tough
work
one.
for me. Because man, you go through hell, right? And the problem is you're also competing with the cosmetic idea
Yeah,
of
'cause-
this body that everybody, I'm not going to say, but a lot of
But
people,
actors around the world use growth hormone and testosterone. That's
they're
how they do so
left,
quickly.
right, and center, man.
Yeah.
And
Do you do that?
No, and I've been sort of very discreetly saying that
Man.
that in the long run that is going to screw you up big time. And I don't mean just you're going to get your stuff, you're going to get glowy skin and all that
Yeah.
beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And of course, when I'm doing Mirzapur, I work for it. I work
Yeah.
hard and
Yeah.
thank the Lord for whatever genetics that I get
Yeah.
that size.
Yeah.
And we get muscular and everything. I just
Yeah.
wrapped up.
Yeah.
But of course, there's always that room, right? You'll never get those popping veins and stuff unless you.
Unless you do the
Jab
substances.
Yeah, but no one talks about the suffering of your connection with your romantic partner when you're on a carb deficit, when you're on
Yeah, 'cause
sleep
you're angry, man.
deprivation, you're so cranky.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I'm looking the hottest I will ever look.
Yeah.
But like my
But I
partner
hate
gets to
my
see
life.
none of that. Yeah, I hate my life. I hate this. Why are you talking to me?
Have you had that experience?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. I was so cranky all the time. I was like, oh my God, I look so hot, but don't touch me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And have you had to also do the opposite, which is become bigger and unfit as well?
I mean, that wasn't by design. Like, it just kind of happened.
Oh, that happened.
But yeah, of course, like, as your body fluctuates through the different phases of your life, like
Yeah.
your connection with your partner, no matter how much they love you, you need them to see you how you see yourself. Even when you're not feeling yourself
Yeah.
and your partner's like, you look great, you look so beautiful to me. I'm like, shut up, you're lying. I know how I feel. And that is such a detriment to connection and then to desire and to attraction
Yeah.
because there's constantly the static in your head. You're fighting yourself.
Oh yeah, because I mean, sex begins here and here,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
it's always starts with your own self-image.
Yeah.
And how then that construction of that beautiful thing and beautiful you connects with the beautiful person you are, in love with and about to make love with, and
Yeah.
and then things happen, and then there's a whole world out there, right?
I mean, but right now we have this sort of artificially sort of created influencers online now you have filters, you have fake muscles outside of substances. So now there's an
Yeah.
unrealistic standard of beauty.
Yeah, but that'll always be publicly. I feel like personally, and especially for women, there's like this concept called female erotic self-desire or something like that, which means that actually for women, if you don't feel yourself and if you're not, say, aroused by yourself, like you need that more than you need your partner to see you like that. The minute you start feeling yourself, it will transform the way you approach desire, the way you approach sex, to the way you approach relationships. So that's a key part. And I feel like one thing men kind of confuse is that there's only one way to like there's one approach. Okay, this worked last time with my girlfriend when I took her on this date and we did this thing. She was like totally into it. And then the next time he does the same thing and he's like, oh fuck, she went to sleep. What happened? Like what happened? But I mean that, that the stimulus keeps changing for the woman. So you have to keep it new each time. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, I need to take her on some lavish designed experience. It can just be, okay, today instead of driving home, let's take a short walk and let's look at these houses together. Let's dream about a life that we could have if we lived in these houses. And that just takes her into a place of like seeing you through a new charming lens. So I'm saying attraction and long-term attraction. Like obviously immediately you see someone, attraction is easy. But when you get into a longer-term relationship, a lot of people freak out because they're like, okay, I don't see my partner with that same kind of fire anymore. That has to do a lot with novelty and new experience. How can we experience romance together in a new way? And I think like as time passes, we start having the most crude entries into romance, and you have to be doing the opposite. That's attraction. Desire or just like being with each other has so much to do with touch. So it's so important for you to sit at the end of the day with your partner and even just watch like Netflix and like be holding hands, and that infinitely binds you together.
Falling in love is about having experiences together.
100%. But those experiences go for a toss, right? As the relationship becomes longer,
as you go into a routine and things become monotonous.
Yeah.
I mean, you're both in long-term relationships, and you have a child.
Yeah.
So so to her point, like how do you keep that sort of spark alive, as they say, or how do you?
Somebody else also asked me this, and it beats me because there is, and that's, I suppose, it's what it means to be in love, I guess, if I can say that. I'm not having to work towards creating that spark because we're not identical people. We're actually very different people. And so there's always this, I mean, especially with my partner, like there's this unpredictability that I find really sexy.
Yeah.
And we're constantly just discovering new things about each other.
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, people do get into routines and stuff, know, and we work through it. Also, I think somewhere, with me and her, I don't know if this is the right place to say it, but it's become very spiritual.
That's nice.
And I freaking love it. Like, we are sexy, man. Like, I think, we can talk for hours. We can sit with each other for hours, and we should, in fact, people should check out Agents of Ishq. Paramita Vohra has changed the game. And she is, if I were to tell people कि ये sex education है India में, उनके videos जाके देखो आप.
It's on YouTube?
It's on YouTube, and she's made these wonderful skits.
Oh, the skits?
Skits.
Okay.
And to a point where she's explored even the Lavani, which is a very interesting dance piece. मतलब Maharashtra का है. Of course, it's amazing. And the women in those skits.
Yeah.
Of course, the men are there, but such strong personalities. And to be able to just ask.
Yeah.
Be yourself,
Yeah.
I mean, Lavani to बहुत पुराना it's a form of expression.
Yeah.
But,
Okay, so now we come to Durex's improv segment. This is a quick game. You need to say things you say while in the bedroom that you can also say while working out.
Okay.
Like just one-liners that you can use in both situations. One-liners you can use in the gym or in the bedroom.
Let's go to Cat Camel, quick.
Ooh.
Come on, you top that.
Oh, man.
I was like, should I save it for the end? Go
Come
hard
on
or
with
go
another
home.
one now. Bend over so I can work your hamstrings.
Can we take a break, please?
She's the fun one.
Shit, man, you're killing this.
But I do think we should take, as you age, take the foam roller to the bedroom. That's my life hack.
Really? To the bedroom, the foam roller?
Yeah, post.
Okay. I didn't get that part.
Yeah.
Clearly, I'm not old
clearly
enough.
you're too fit. I'm so sorry.
I mean, I am old enough, but I'm also not old enough.
Give
One good one.
delivery
She
to
came
the
out with
camera.
5 good ones. Come on.
But,
I rep to protect.
Oh, downward dog. That's
Should we move to downward dog again?
Should we?
hip thrust.
Oh, fuck. Okay, wait.
Thrusters. He clearly is quiet in the bedroom.
Like the last thing in my mind is, let's just compare this to, when I'm just standing and hanging around or
See.
in the gym. Well, that works, yeah.
That's how you.
I'm standing and hanging.
There you go.
That's how you
By
separate a
default.
creator brief from an actor brief.
Over the years, the ideal body has changed drastically. What are some major trends that you guys are seeing?
I keep hearing dad boards. Everybody's a big fan of dad
Because
boards.
you've reached that age now.
Shit. I don't think I have a dad board, but it's
Where your attention goes.
The minute you had to dad board, this guy came out with a 12-pack. So it's kind of
Yeah.
rigging the game a bit too much. Dad board is like you have to wear that belly.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I'm not there, man.
You're not there.
Yeah.
No.
But
He's a daddy bod.
Yeah, he's a daddy.
but I think it's moving away from all the, the biscuit body.
The biscuit body.
Yeah, like the Baywatch bodies, right?
Yeah.
Like I think we're moving away from that.
Are
Would
we
I say
really?
that?
Is the trend to move away from that? I would
Not trend, but not like that has to be the go-to, right?
I
For
always thought
everybody.
that now the standards are really high up and unreal. I mean, all filtered and manipulated images.
I mean, we were in body positivity for like 5 seconds, and
Yeah.
then Mounjaro, Ozempic, etc. happened. So
Oh,
now
man.
skinny is the natural trend, but being fit has become the biggest trend. And I feel like in the early 2000s and the 90s, people would just post a thirst trap. But now, like, especially in like girl culture, the process, like you're doing matcha Pilates, you're doing like
Oh, yeah.
high rocks, all of these things, like the process has become gamified, and the lifestyle is an aesthetic. So it's like you're achieving a fitness lifestyle versus one thirst trap.
Well, I hope that's a trend that carries on then. Yeah, if you're having a wholesome, fully rounded lifestyle towards
Yeah.
fitness as opposed to just like quick fixes.
A fitness first lifestyle is so expensive. So even if you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to be a matcha and Pilates girl, you better be making bank to be able to be a matcha and Pilates girl. It's not the.
But that's interesting. Like, so there's no one who can cash in. And it seems to be like an open space of fitness, but without it being expensive. Because I'm sure you could be fit eating like a healthy diet that doesn't cost you a lot.
You could, but then how would brands sell to you?
I mean, now it's everything is about what gets funded.
Yeah, no, like I want to walk into my nice gym where the music is right,
Yeah.
where I'm wearing my coordinated aloe yoga set.
Yeah.
I need my pink Stanley and I need my pink yoga mat, and that's when I'm living the fitness dream.
So, Naina, I want to ask you this. What's the one thing that men usually misunderstand about women's health?
At the risk of sounding like a meme, I feel like women are always slightly dehydrated, have a headache, are constantly exhausted, and that is genuinely because like our hormone cycles and our period cycles are so all over the place that again every day, every week, our body is dealing with a different set of like compositions. And so even like I keep having this conversation with my trainer. I'm like, you can't train me the same every day because
Yeah.
of my cycle. So I think it's just that. I feel like through history, like even if it's for ADHD or whatever, every test subject has always been a man, and then the assumption is that
It's the same for women?
it's the same for women. And
Yeah.
like to the extent that PMS to this day we don't know what the extent of it is. We don't know how to cure it because they're like, acha, there's too many things. हमको करना ही नहीं है. So I think just to have a little bit of patience and not be like, are you on your period? Is that why you're snapping at me? Yeah. I mean, there's so many lifestyle issues that come from just being alive in an extremely like choked, polluted
Yeah.
ecosystem, right? That
Yeah.
all of that again, like it'll tie into your sexual health. Obviously, if
Yeah.
your libido might be low, you're constantly dealing with stress, you're fatigued,
Yeah.
you're brain fogged. I'm
Yeah.
not feeling sexy when I'm brain fogged, like so
Fair
it all
enough.
kind of ties back, yeah.
Yeah, right? It's
Yeah.
about this.
It's
I mean,
about
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not what comes out,
Yeah.
right? Or how you kind of land it.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's not about this, I think, to begin with. Come on.
It's so complex. Okay,
One sec. You can't, you look at a guy and you're like, I like his heart. He's got a good heart. No,
she said,
right?
She said
Yeah.
the washboard abs does not come with a...
the 15th ab is your heart.
15th ab.
I walk upwards,
हद है यार. नहीं
No,
कुछ
but
तो
you know-
बंदे को बोलना पड़ेगा ना. You have to say something like the right thing.
Yeah.
That's the
And it's
pressure
tough.
we guys have, right?
I know it's tough because you anyway are not articulate to start
Yeah.
with, you know? It's like I understand it's so complicated because like as a woman you're like, okay, I want my guy to I want him to make me feel safe, but he shouldn't be so aggressive that I feel like he's telling me what to do. So you're like constantly like putting up so many boundaries, and I understand for a guy who's like very like linear. It's
Yeah.
like, where the hell do I go? What's my start point? What's my next point? Where do I end this race?
Men are definitely simpler than women.
So as two men who have successfully like been in love, I think like what is something that you would say as a hack for men to pick up? Like how do you keep a woman happy?
Oh, smart. Did you just turn that? Oh, you. Look at you, Miss Podcaster. Oof. Can I say the best thing? Listen.
With a wink, which means you don't really have to, but just pretend.
No.
Please
I'm
don't
kidding.
listen to
No,
that.
no. But like, listen and not just like stare. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen and respond.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only way. I couldn't come up with like my cool one-liners if I hadn't heard. Like,
Yeah.
it's a reciprocation, I suppose.
Okay, simple
it
but
sounds
effective,
fucking
guys.
boring.
Yeah. I mean, taking off from what he's saying, I think just to go further in what he's saying is just be authentic.
Okay.
Because when he says listen, what I was thinking is like, yeah, but don't listen because you've been told to listen.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you think that will, because you say that to people and they'll be like, acha. That's how you get a woman.
Listen.
You listen. And you're like, acha, You're just doing it because you've checked a box. So it is about listening, but that listening has to come naturally. Like if she's talking, show interest. Listening is about showing interest.
And when you
and that
guys-
has to come naturally. So be authentic is what I would say.
When you're kind of struggling with attraction, very often before you even hit that physical step of like stepping in the bedroom, if you just have a conversation with each other where you've both kind of brought your nervous system down, you've kind of addressed the day, addressed each other, who you are in that moment, is when a natural connection will form and will bring you outside of your head. Because most
Yeah.
women are in their heads at all times.
At all times.
Because
Yeah.
you're constantly struggling with some kind of decision fatigue. There's little things happening around you, little fires you're putting out everywhere. So when you reach home, technically you should be de-stressed, but that's when you're like here.
At the highest
and then
level of
your
stress.
sweet partner's like, hey, let's do something fun.
Yeah,
And then you're
yeah.
like, shut up.
Yeah.
Let me calm down. So I think
Yeah.
Best way to cut through it sometimes is just a long, good hug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To begin, because that's when your breathing really synchronizes. It
Yeah.
can really calm people down. I don't mean just your partner, actually anybody who's
Yeah.
you feel like is a bit like
Yeah.
हमारे तो आधे culture में हमारे यहाँ hugging नहीं होती है.
नहीं.
The previous generation was like, love you. Bus,
Yeah,
okay beta.
I actually really love even when you enter a meeting and somebody genuinely with their full heart asks you, how are you doing right now? Like
Yeah.
it just puts you back in your body,
Yeah.
because there's so many things happening in
Yeah.
your head.
Yeah.
And you just feel comfortable.
I mean, our conversation is making me realize how much people today have, like the young generation at least, who are just entering the professional landscape or the college landscape, have been bombarded with this and that and this and that. And like, can't blame people for now wanting to shut off, log out, disconnect, because they don't know where to begin. And we weren't designed for so much information in
Yeah,
one
it's a lot
go.
of
We weren't
information.
designed to know what's going on in every part of the world. Right?
Yeah.
So that nervous system is never going out of the sympathetic state. It's always remaining fight, flight, or freeze.
Yeah.
It's never actually calmed down.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's why talks like a hug sometimes is enough, or how are you doing in a genuine manner?
Yeah.
And that's why I
Yeah.
think authenticity works, because so little is authentic now. Okay, so now we come to the rapid fire segment, which is this or that.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
I'm going to throw, not physically, just things at you, two things at you. Don't think, just pick one and
Yeah.
then we'll discuss. So no thinking time.
Okay.
Two things and just quickly pick one of the two.
Okay.
Working out, me time or we time?
Me
Me
time.
time.
You both said me
Yeah.
time. Why me time when you're working out?
Oh, I mean, because I'm working out for this temple, my body, and my mental and wellness.
Yeah.
So then you're there with a purpose.
Yeah.
You're doing something. I do a lot of BJJ, so it's a jiu-jitsu, and so there's a lot of grappling
I
and
could have said
stuff.
that in that other segment. I do a lot of BJJ.
You do some BJs. Is that what you said?
Well, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, but yeah. I walked into
You need to
that.
go on her podcast also.
I'll get murdered. It'll be a crime scene.
Okay, so
Yeah, so I think it's more focused
Yeah.
on
on BJs.
You walked in. See, the gym for me is my watering hole. It's where I come alive. Like, I go there with my best friend. Sakshi was here earlier. We just go there to work on ourselves, of course, but like have a dandy old time. So,
Yeah.
Nice.
And my partner is very in this, like, I have to do it alone. Like, it's about meditation. And also, it's really fun. Like, once you've like done the work in the gym and then you like show up in front of your partner, you're like, look, I'm so fit. And they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I see this change and that change. It's super exciting to
Yeah,
share.
so it's nice to have your own time when you're training. I agree. I'm me time as well, to be honest. Gym date or dinner date?
dinner date.
Dinner date.
Dinner date.
To be fair, I literally asked my partner yesterday and I knew he was going to be upset. I was like, would you do me the honor of doing couples high rocks?
Oh,
Couples high rocks?
Yeah.
I'm
do you know
old.
high rocks?
No, what is
So
high
it's
rocks?
CrossFit.
It's like this CrossFit competition that's really big all over the world right now. The one in Bangalore just happened.
Yeah.
The full form of it is very lame. It's hybrid rock stars.
Okay.
But it is essentially a lot of like physical challenges that you have to perform in a period of time. So you can do it solo, you can do it in groups. But the cutest reels that have been coming on my feed are couples doing high rocks together and like, like they're like kissing each other on the forehead and like everyone's hyping each other up. It's like so romantic.
So let's do ropes.
Yeah, let's do ropes.
So we have been chatting a lot about connecting with your partner and everything, but now we would like to know how you connect to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
When things go wrong in the bedroom, how do you not let it mess you up in your head?
Just talk about it.
You just talk about, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm like straight up.
anything
like,
goes wrong, you're
vocal
like,
up.
hey,
Yeah.
let me explain or let me
Yeah,
understand. Yeah.
I guess you gotta be, right? I don't
Yeah, no, 100%. You have to like high five and laugh it off.
Yeah, no?
Yeah.
Making it lighter.
Yeah.
Humor always helps.
Yeah, because again, like when as a younger woman, like when you're much younger and more impressionable, you take everything to heart. Like everything is your fault.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking for the millennial women because Gen Z women seem to be really like doing a good job of like navigating their power. But millennial women have taken their time to evolve and find their power, I think, in the bedroom. So yeah.
Yeah, good one. Does difficulty expressing emotions show up in the bedroom? I think you guys seem pretty evolved and in mature relationships.
Yeah. I was thinking about the answer.
But I'm
Yeah.
guessing
Yeah, it does.
you all have a journey there. Like I feel you might be there now, but you might have had in the past experiences of getting there, right?
I think if there's something you're not addressing,
Yeah.
and it often happens where you're kind of really not addressing it for a little bit of time and you think it's not going to find its way to the bedroom, that's the first place where you cannot deceive your biology or your chemistry. Like that's where you feel the red flags going up first.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Like it finds a way. Your body will tell you.
Yeah. How can one be vulnerable and speak to their partner about mental health?
I think a lot of times, a lot of things I probably haven't spoken about, and which is fine, which
Yeah.
is okay, right? You're
Yeah.
also like, I think there's this misconception that if you're partnered up,
Yeah.
then you have to just be an open book fully. I think there are so many versions of us in our
Yeah.
own lives.
Yeah.
There's one version of me that I share
Yeah.
with this person that I truly, allow
Yeah.
into my life. So mental health is it's a very, very big thing. No, I mean, for instance, daily work, right? Or some grief that you're dealing with, which is something very personal. Like I've not dealt with a lot of things and I know that. And I'm maybe looking for therapy sometimes. There's so many parts that she's not with me the whole day.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
there's got to be like stuff that's still like unopened that I'm
sometimes
probably
you-
feeling like in my
Yeah.
left arm or, some,
And everything doesn't need to be expressed and
It doesn't.
spelled out.
not to a person or not
Yeah.
to a particular
Bring it to
thing.
your awareness is important. So
Yeah.
you're aware.
I mean, maybe there's another sounding board or there's
Yeah.
another route
yeah,
to it
you
or
have
something.
to have friends and relatives. Your partner
Yes.
can't be everything, and that's
Yeah.
very toxic.
Yeah, but I feel like for men, that's the biggest struggle right now, right? Like you don't have an effective, I'm please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to women's plain, but like most men don't have an effective community where they can have deeper conversations, and the reaction often from the friend is like, oh, fuck that, let's go get a
Yeah.
drink, let's, so you don't address it, so it's just
Yeah.
kind of there, where actually then men turn to their partners the most. Like their partner is the first person they've expressed their deepest insecurities,
to, yeah.
vulnerabilities,
Yeah.
anything with. And on both sides, like, your partner will always be your most binding force, but that doesn't give you the right to trauma dump on them and save your worst personality for them, and then dump at home and then go and chill with your friends and be like, yeah, let's do something
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah. Because with men, we're also the men are always looking for their mommies, no?
Yeah, women
It
are
is.
also looking for their fathers.
Yeah,
also,
it's kind of
like,
it's a
yeah.
cycle. So you're right. Like we can't be dumping all of that in
Yeah.
one place. And
Yeah.
can I just? I had a very interesting conversation with Gillian Anderson, and she's of course written wonderful books and stuff.
I know
And-
Gillian Anderson wrote books as well.
Yeah, she's
Really?
she's written. So
I had no idea.
she was working on this really cool book that she just released, and she's working on part 2. It's called Want.
Yeah.
Right? So we were having a nice conversation about it. And it's so brilliant, man. It's almost like therapy, because what she did was she called out to women all over the world and said, you know what, write your fantasies to me and I will select them without, of course, naming you, and put them out there. And of course, when you read it, there are fantasies that can take you, man, to places.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful to, just get into somebody's mind. But what we discussed was that step 1 of just picking the pen up and sitting with a piece of paper and writing it down. Something that you have in your mind. Now, we also live in a very repressed society where
Yeah.
thinking is also considered कि भाई सोच कैसे लिया आपने?
हाँ.
Exactly.
But if you do this as an exercise, and I mean even the men, why not, right? Write your fantasies out. It can be liberating
For sure.
to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've always kind of been like, नहीं ये तो नहीं, sexy हो जाए बहुत है,
हाँ.
वहाँ तो जाना ही नहीं है. ना sex करो, बच्चा करो, खत्म.
So now we have a game, all right? It's called the Great Sex Bingo. You have these prompts relating to fitness and sex. All you have to do is circle them if you've experienced these or not. You circle it as I speak, or you don't circle if you haven't experienced it. First one, worked out harder to last longer. Use therapy to fix a mental block about sex. Flirted with a trainer.
Oh.
Changed your gym timing to match your crushes. Now we come to use therapy to fix a mental block about sex. Gotten frisky at the gym. Did push-ups right before a date. I bet you did that before a shot.
Yeah,
We all have.
yeah.
I fully did
Push-ups
that.
मार लेते हैं. Come on.
Had to stop because of a leg cramp.
Too real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went to couples therapy.
Oh.
Lifted extra at the gym to impress someone. And then now you have to show it to the camera.
Okay, here.
Yeah.
Can I
That's
show?
the camera.
Yeah. Hey, exact same.
Really?
Same to same.
Same
You
to
put a
same.
heart. How
Yeah.
cute.
Oh, you put a heart and all.
Yeah.
No,
That's
I don't
okay,
like
it's-
these things now. But this, because lifted extra at the gym to impress someone is my trainer usually.
I was just going to say
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
That's the
fine,
question
it
mark,
applies.
'cause-
It applies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
applies. You're trying to impress your trainer.
Yeah, I mean, all my girlfriends at the gym are on some hard cuts, so we're all trying to become the best versions of ourselves. So
Yeah.
always like,
Oh, it's nice to have
My
friends
best
over there
friend.
supporting
Yeah.
each other. It's more fun also going to
Yeah.
the gym with your friends.
100%.
So, yeah. Okay, so here we have a Durex hamper for you guys.
Okay.
It's not the coffee with Karan hamper, but I don't know, like assortments with Abhay.
Assortments with Abhay.
Yes.
You need to workshop that for season
I
3.
do. I seriously do. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we have loops, condoms, massagers. All right.
So we just like pick out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Willy Wonka's correct for the loops.
See, this entire conversation.
Oh man.
You didn't even think about that, did you? I figured, here's a Willy
Yeah.
Wonka.
Sorry. It came in this big box of.
It did come in a box.
I feel like this is a
That's the supplements, I think.
Performa tablets for women, which is very in line with the conversation we were having about energy boosting, well-being, and hormone balance.
You need to come and spend more time in nature.
Thank you.
I don't know how much time we get out of the city, but
Yeah.
that is so crucial.
But till then, I have
Till
the
then you have
Performa
this.
tablets.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, I
And
can't
you?
feel it. It says invisible.
Oh,
It's not there.
Oh, okay. We found
003. Oh my God.
Okay.
All right, that's great. Thank you guys for doing this, for being here. I am very grateful for you to come and do this.
No, thank you.
with
Thank
me,
you for
and
doing this.
I'm hoping that our audiences appreciate that you are willing to be vulnerable, talk about things that you never would. That takes courage. And I hope that we are able to serve you guys better. So thank you for being here.
thanks for
Thank you.
having us.
Thank you.
My
Thank you
new
for
best
being-
friends.
Yes.
Yeah. We're all like,
Right, we just met her. It's like, so
Yeah.
massagers.
we know each other. No. But thank you for having this and making us really
Thanks.
comfortable. And I
Yes.
think
Oh,
having such a
thanks.
wonderful conversation through this.
Thanks, guys.
Super.
I think what today really showed us is how connected everything actually is. Your physical health, mental health, and your sex life, they constantly influence each other. The way you feel in your body and in your mind all shows up in your intimate moments. So sexual wellness isn't about trying to fix anything. It's about paying attention, taking care of yourself a little more intentionally, and being able to communicate that with your partner. If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Durex podcast. You can also listen to this episode on Spotify and follow us on Instagram for more stories, insights, and behind the scenes moments. See you soon for the next one. Ciao.